Calling him a baseball icon is an understatement. Barry Bonds is easily one of the greatest and most decorated players to ever pick up a baseball bat. From his multi-talented family to his massive net worth, the king of home runs lives a lifestyle unlike any other baseball player you know. So if you think you know about his lifestyle, think again, because it's not what you think. Don't stress it though, because we've got you covered, and in this video, we'll be taking you through the mind-blowing lifestyle of Barry Bonds and other unknown facts that makes him interesting. Mention the name Bonds to any baseball fan born, and you might end up in a debate about the first name that should come before Bonds. And we can't blame either party for that argument, given the Bonds name is one of, if not the most iconic, father-son partnership in baseball history. Our own Bonds, though, is the younger one, Barry, the son of legendary Major League outfielder and three-time Gold Glove Award winner Bobby Bonds. Barry was born on July 24, 1964 in Riverside, California to Bobby and Patricia Bonds. He grew up in San Carlos with his two brothers, Bobby Jr. and Rick, and his sister Cheryl. Apart from Barry, Bobby Jr. was also a baseball player, although he never quite made it to the MLB despite years spent in the minor leagues. You might never find more abundance of baseballing talent than what Barry had around him. Besides his dad being a former San Francisco Giant, Barry Bonds is a distant cousin to 14-time MLB All-Star and Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson, and godson to one of the three best ever baseball players, Willie Mays. The athleticism doesn't stop there though, as Barry's aunt, his dad's sister Rosie, was a 1964 Olympic hurdler, while his dad's brother Robert was a gold medalist in both track and field state finals in high school in 1960 and was an NFL draft pick in 1965. If there is any such thing as too much talent, we bet it looks like this. Barry was only expected to be a baseball prodigy and the best among his peers from way back when he was a child. Of course, he had other interests growing up. He had inherited way too much athleticism to stick to only one sport. Growing up, he played football, basketball, and even volleyball excellently, but written in stone, he was always meant for the diamond. Bonds attended Junipero Serra High School, and he was a multiple sports star athlete representing his school in basketball, football, and of course, baseball. He was so good he made the junior varsity team during his freshman year and was on the main varsity team for the remainder of his high school career. With a .467 batting average in high school, he was named Prep All-American, and by the 1982 MLB draft, the San Francisco Giants drafted Bonds in the second round. But they were unable to agree on the contract worth, with Bonds sticking to his $75,000 benchmark, and the Giants offering him a maximum of $70,000. Bonds declined the contract and decided to further his education and enrolled at Arizona State University. And it was during his time there that he established himself as one of the very best in the nation, hitting .347 with 45 home runs and 175 runs batted in. Bonds won numerous awards, both individually and collectively, being named Sporting News All-American Selection in 1985, ASU On Deck Circle Most Valuable Player, breaking the NCAA record for consecutive hits in the College World Series with his 8 consecutive hits, was named to the all-time College World Series team later on in 1996. As he gave signs of an exciting career ahead of him, he also began to give signs of attitudes he'd gone on to show even more and more in his career. Some call it pride, others self-absorption, but we'll call it a lack of team spirit. Even when he was suspended for breaking curfews, teammates initially voted against him being let back in the team at all, even though they knew he was easily the best player on the team. Yep, it was that bad. His behavior didn't do any damage to his performances on the diamond, and in 1986, Barry Bonds graduated from Arizona State with a degree in criminology and an assurance of a 5-star MLB career ahead of him. He played in the minor leagues for just a season, winning the League Player of the Month in his first month in July 1985. After that, he moved on to the Major League, debuting in May 1986, and over his 6 seasons with the Pirates and 14 with the San Francisco Giants, who he joined in 1993, he brought the MLB world to its knees. What started as a boy trying to equal his father and godfather's records ended up in 2007 as one of the most illustrious careers the Diamond will ever see, as Bonds received a record 7 NL MVP awards, 12 Silver Slugger awards, 14 All-Star selections, 8 Gold Glove awards, 3 National League Hank Aaron Award, 3 Major League Player of the Year awards, 3 Baseball America MLB Player of the Year awards, and even had his iconic jersey number 25 retired by the Giants. And that's not all. He also was the NL batting champion and home run leader 2 times each, as well as holding records for the most home runs in a single season with 73, home runs in a career with 762, home runs against different pitchers with 449, consecutive seasons with 30 or more home runs from 1992 to 2004, consecutive games with a walk with 18 games, most National League Player of the Month selections with 13, as well as tying with 3 others for most seasons with 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases. Barry Bonds' impossible career also saw him have 514 stolen bases, becoming the first and only MLB player to date with at least 500 home runs and 500 stolen bases, 2,558 career bases on balls, and ranked second for wins above replacement for all major league players in history. Fans obviously developed a liking for Bonds, but he was never well liked by reporters and journalists both in Pittsburgh and San Francisco due to his tendency to get into trouble every time. A newspaper company even gave him a parody award in 1991 as MDP, meaning Most Despised Pirate. Find it funny or not, Bonds was used to the media bans and couldn't be bothered less, stamping his GOAT status over his 22 years in the MLB. Bonds later said that he regretted the persona he created for himself over the years, blaming the pressure of performing as a young player with the name Bonds. He once got into it with USA Today journalist Rod Beaton in 1996 at the team's clubhouse when Bonds told Beaton to leave, but the reporter refused as he wasn't done with his interviews. Guess what Bonds did? He shoved Beaton in the chest, and his teammates and coaching staff had to intercede. Bonds felt that the incident was overblown and a joke, but USA Today filed a grievance with the team. It's funny how, for a period of his career, Bonds changed from being the behest of the group to smiling more and having a pleasant attitude. But his teammates, who advised him to change his attitude, came back to ask him to change back to his old ways, stating he'd lost his competitive edge. Crazy. It is only expected that with so much success on the Diamond, Bonds also recorded insane success in the bank, with an entire career earning of $193 million. In his 22-year MLB career, he signed a total of 15 contracts. During his playing career, he also had a number of endorsement deals from the most prominent companies around, including Fila, KFC, MasterCard, Yum, Franklin Sports, and Charles Schwab, all rounding up to over $2 million in endorsements yearly. Bonds did lose a number of endorsements due to his repeated scandals and his difficult-to-work-with attitude, but even all that wasn't enough to bring his net worth down from a whopping $80 million. Bonds has kept a low profile on his housing presently, but in the past, his wealth has given him room to live in the most luxurious of homes, one of which was his Mediterranean-style home in San Mateo County, which he listed for $6.6 million a few years back. The 5-bedroom home with 2 kitchens, one in the main house with a large island and dining area, the other in the patio with stainless steel appliances adjacent to a large outdoor fireplace, and sits on a 5,170 square foot plot. A set of pillars frames the arched doorway, which opens to a 2-story entry with hardwood floors. Exposed beams line the high ceilings in the living space, where custom wood shelving surrounds a dome window. Alongside a swanky home office, loft, and a 3-car garage, the home has a massive master bedroom with its own sitting area opening to a spacious backyard and a separate patio that gives a beautiful landscape view. Barry also had a 17,100 square foot estate in Beverly Park that was worth well over $20 million. The massive Tuscan-style mansion features custom fish tanks, a music room, a gym, an elevator, a movie theater with hand-painted artworks, extremely tall ceilings, crystal chandeliers, patios, loggias, a pool and cabana, as well as lighted sunken sports court. Since selling it, the Beverly estate has had many owners, most recently movie star Sofia Vergara and her husband Joe Manganiello, who purchased the luxury home for $26 million in 2019. Since retiring, Bonds has had management jobs working for the San Francisco Giants as an honorary member of the board and briefly as an assistant hitting coach and instructor. But where he's really found his joy is as an avid cyclist, choosing the activity to be a primary means of keeping in shape since it's easier than running for him due to many knee surgeries, back surgeries, and hip surgeries. Cycling has allowed him to engage in sufficient cardiovascular activity to help him keep in shape. And he's lost 25 pounds from his final playing weight of 240 pounds from cycling. Try it out too, maybe. As controversial as Bonds' lifestyle and career has been over the years, Bonds has still found the time to partner with many charitable causes such as the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, Celebrity Fight Night Foundation, Muhammad Ali Parkinson Center, Sugar Ray Leonard Foundation, and the Wounded Warrior Project. He and some of his family members have also founded the Barry Bonds Family Foundation, which helps and supports African American youths within the Bay Area communities by providing better education and a general standard of living. Foundation has been going strong for almost 3 decades and is a symbol of the all-around legend that is Barry Bonds. If you enjoyed this video about Barry Bonds, check out the video on this screen now or the one we posted below because we're sure you'll like that one too. See you there.